The generation of people who were born before the year 2000 is the last generation of humans who will possess a brain that was fully and strongly developed for attention, patience, creativity, and memory. Because, as we all know, nowadays technology makes us weaker in all of these areas. We have cell phones that save all numbers. Before the year 2000, only people who were born before the year 2000 know and understand or had the experience of memorizing 7, 8, 9 phone numbers. There may be obviously one or two kids after 2000 who dared to or for fun went to memorize some numbers, but as a habit or as a necessity, the only people who train their brains to memorize a whole bunch of numbers, say for example the number of my mom, the cell phone of my mom, or the work phone number of my mother, my father, the number of my cousin, of my friend, of my school, of work, office. All those numbers we used to memorize. Nowadays, obviously, with the cell phones, nobody memorizes numbers anymore. And kids who are born after 2000 will never get to experience, most likely will never get to experience memorizing 7, 8, 9 phone numbers off the top of their head, knowing them off the top of their head. Another thing that these kids will not know is the fact or patience. They will not know patience because now your favorite TV show, your favorite movie, they have it in their phone. They have it in their hands at any time they want it. Only people who were born before the year 2000 did go through the experience of having to wait for a certain day and a certain time to watch their favorite show or see their favorite cartoon, their favorite movie. Only people before 2000 had that experience, which develops patience because in the meantime, you had to find something to do. And there comes also the creativity in between because in the meantime, you didn't have anything else to watch, so you had to find a way to entertain yourself. We didn't have the cell phones, we didn't have a million games, a million videos, so we had to communicate with friends, play sports, and be creative enough to find a way to entertain ourselves. That's why from 2000 behind is the last generation who will have experienced the full training of imagination, using imagination to entertain yourself. Nowadays, kids have a million different forms of entertainment at the tip of their fingers, and they can easily just look for whatever they want whenever they want, and they have 100,000 million options. So they wouldn't have that experience of communicating. They're not forced to communicate, to interact. So this will also diminish social skills because, as you imagine, those who went to school and school, maybe even college before the year 2000, or who were born before the year 2000, most likely you experienced the moment in which you were in school and you did not have a cell phone as people have it today. So you don't know what school would be like with a cell phone with a million apps and a million movies. So in school you were forced to socialize because there was no other option to distract yourself or to spend your time or to entertain yourself. It was only socializing with other human beings. And nowadays, kids they don't have to socialize, or they would refuse to socialize so that they can spend time in their phone or socializing online, digital socializing, or maybe they watch videos. I don't know how schools work nowadays, but I'm very sure that now everyone has a phone and everyone can entertain themselves with a digital means that is taken away from social interaction. So the kids, they don't have that, and the most important thing is attention. Their attention span is diminishing, and it's not being trained. This social media shorts, reels, TikTok is training their attention to require to be called and to be captured. This is making their attention feel and believe as if the outer source must capture their attention, when in reality is the other way around, or more like we must pay attention even when the attention is not being captured from the start, or even if it's not being captured at all, because that is real life. In real life, the important things, you must make an effort to pay attention and learn them. Those things will not make an effort to entertain you or to grab your attention for you to learn, as is the case with social media. Therefore, attention for us who grew up before social media and before mobile phones had all these apps, that attention, we have a higher level or a higher capacity to give it, because we were trained to, we were forced to give it to in school, or to friends, or to the moments, and also to TV. Whenever we saw our favorite show, we had to pay very close attention, otherwise we would miss it, and there was, most of the time, there was no rewind, there was no replay. So we also trained our attention that way. For that reason, we must find a way to truly train the brains of the newer generations. Otherwise, they would have very weak minds that do not emulate, do not show, cannot compete with the minds that came before them. That is my opinion. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you believe.